Hey, what's up, y'all? Now just coming at you with another video. I've been gone for a minute because I've been hella busy with my life, but I want to do this video today. It's called "People Who Don't Let Others Move On with Their Life." And through life, you got people out here who, maybe they ain't doing shit with their life, or they don't, have any ambition to do anything, besides the bare minimum. So what they do is they try to hold other people back. They might bring up somebody's past, or maybe they was going down the wrong route one time and they changed their life around. They doing something positive now, but you still got people around you that is always throwing your past in your face and saying, well, you did this and you did that. And don't get me wrong, our past reflects our future, and we have to learn from our mistakes, because if we don't, you just bound to repeat the same shit over and over. But you know um I want to talk about that because it's just a lot of people around who just won't let people move on with their life and continue to bring up the same stuff. And I was watching the other night the interview with Oprah. She did with Rihanna. I think it was called Life As or some shit. It was basically a follow up of her previous interview she had with it when the whole Chris Brown thing jumped off, and she brought that up again. They talked maybe about 20 minutes into the show about the Chris Brown incident. I'm like, damn, that was what, 3 years ago. Let it go. Why you keep bringing up the same thing over and over? And I know it's for ratings, and Oprah wants people to feel sorry for Rihanna, and that's sad. She got her ass beat. And don't get me wrong, Chris Brown, he had no right to put his hands on her, but like I said, we don't know what went down to cause it. She might have hit him. A lot of them Barbados chicks, they feisty. They will knock your ass in the head with a bottle if you make them angry. So we don't know what transpired to make that incident as big as it was. But it's like, move on. Stop talking about the same thing over and over. And, when I saw the thing on Oprah, I was like, she just milking this situation for as much as she can get from it. Just continuously talking about the same thing. But, it's not just even with the media, because that's how the media is. You do one mistake, they're gonna hold you to it. Chris Brown can be 85 years old and people still gonna be talking about what he did to Rihanna. But also, you got people maybe like your parents that maybe you want to move or something like that, or you want to go back to school, but you might have a child right now, and your parents are saying, well, you need to work because we got bills in this house, or you need to work because you have to provide for your child. They don't feel like you can do both of them, or they feel like if you go back to school and try to do something that you really want to do in life, it's going to stop you from providing for your child. And you really have to kind of, I mean, when it comes to your parents, do take their advice, do listen to what they're saying, but what your parents tell you is not always, legit. It's not always the right thing to be listening to, because you might have somebody, like your parents telling you something like that, and it keeps you in one position. Nobody wants to be, working a minimum wage job for the rest of their life, or, struggling, or if you got a kid out there, you trying to provide for not only yourself, but your child. And nobody wants to be struggling. It's rough out here nowadays. There's a lot of times you got parents that are in their kids' ears and kind of want to keep them in this one spot. And a lot of times because they don't want to get out there and work and provide for themselves. So they might have a child, kids that are paying the bills in the house, and the parents just sitting on their ass not doing anything. So what they'll do is they'll mentally trap them and make it seem like they can't go out there and live on their own, or they can't go back to school and work and take care of all their responsibility, because one of the two are going to fall off. So, I mean, you really have to watch people who say things to you and not let people contain you into one spot, because in the long run, what it's going to cause is you just going to end up hating yourself, because you're going to be like, damn, I listen to this person, I listen to my girlfriend, I listen to my boyfriend, my parents, et cetera, et cetera. And all these people really didn't know what the hell they was talking about. And now I'm stuck in this position. I got to try to climb my way back out. So, what I mean? Don't let people contain you. Don't let people keep, bringing up the same bullshit or your past all the time. Move forward. After every second, every minute in our lifetime, we can't go back. You know, that there will never be, you know, another 2012 after this year is done. So, you know, it's time to move forward. You know, if you're trying to accomplish something out there, you know, keep the bullshit out your life. You know, don't be opposed to suggestions and someone giving you constructive criticism, but at the same time, do you know what's right for you and don't let people keep you in the foxhole. But that's all I want to say, man. Y'all comment, do all that good stuff. I'll be hitting y'all with another video today on either this page or my other page. For y'all that are not subscribed to my other page, go check it out. Go subscribe. It's Real Talk with Knowledge. I'll put the link in the description box. But I'm out, y'all. Peace.